Hello, in this video, we are going to review some of the reading section questions. These are just the samples. You will not get the same questions in the real exam, but we need to practice, so let's get started. Okay, so let's go through a few different passages and see the questions and the answers. Let's read the passage first, and that's what you will need to do when you are taking the exam. Read everything carefully. Let's read together. The migration patterns of monarch butterflies have long fascinated scientists. These butterflies travel thousands of miles each year from North America to central Mexico, where they hibernate over winter. Monarchs rely on specific environmental cues, such as temperature and sunlight, to guide their journey. So let's go through question number 1. What does the passage mainly discuss? And the potential answers are A, the life cycle of monarch butterflies, B, the diet of monarch butterflies, C, migration patterns of monarch butterflies, or D, the predators of monarch butterflies. So in order to answer the question, you need to read the passage again. And when you take the exam, those will be not the same passages. It can be a longer passage, it can be shorter, but there will be very specific information, and you'll need to find that information inside the passage to answer the question correctly. So let's see the answer. The correct answer is C. So the passage mainly discusses the migration patterns of monarch butterflies. And that is mentioned in the very first sentence. So that is here, the migration patterns of monarch butterflies have long fascinated scientists. Let's go to the next one. Question number 2 for the same passage, and you will have 10 questions per passage. Here I'm sharing with you a little more passages than you will find in the exam, but we need to practice. That's why we do that here. So question number 2 goes this way. According to the passage, where do monarch butterflies spend the winter? A, in North America, B, in Europe, C, in central Mexico, or D, in Asia? Again, if you remember the passage, perfect. If you don't, go through that, just skim through once again to get that information to answer the question correctly. And the correct answer is in central Mexico. That is answer C. And the passage states that monarch butterflies migrate to central Mexico to hibernate over the winter. Let's go to the next question. The word hibernate in line 2 is closest in meaning to A, mate, B, fly, C, sleep, or D, feed. So here you're asked to actually know the synonym to the word. And the closest from all these 4 verbs is to sleep. So hibernate means to go into a state of inactivity, which is similar to sleep for extended periods. And that's our answer C. Let's go to the next question. Why do monarch butterflies migrate? And the potential answers are A, to find food, B, to reproduce, C, to escape predators, or D, to avoid harsh winter conditions. So the correct answer is D. And the passage, that's to avoid harsh winter conditions. And the passage suggests that monarchs travel to central Mexico to hibernate, implying that migrate to avoid cold winters. It's warmer in the wintertime in central Mexico, so they all fly there to avoid harsh winter conditions. Let's read the second passage. That's a different one, and you'll have a different set of questions, but you just need to understand that you will get passages about all different topics, all the topics imaginable. You don't have to be an expert. All you need to do is just read everything very carefully and do not skip the words. Read everything because you may be asked about something that you have skipped and you really, really need to pay attention to all the words. All right, let's read together. The Great Barrier Reef, located off the coast of Australia, is one of the most diverse ecosystems in the world. It is home to thousands of species of fish, coral, and marine animals. Unfortunately, the reef is facing threats from climate change, pollution, and overfishing, which are leading to coral bleaching and the loss of biodiversity. Let's go through question number 1 for this passage. What is the primary purpose of this passage? A. To describe the fish species in the Great Barrier Reef. B. To explain threats facing the Great Barrier Reef. C. To argue in favor of fishing in the reef. Or D. To outline tourism opportunities in Australia. So the correct answer is B, to explain threats facing the Great Barrier Reef. The passage discusses threats to the reef, such as climate change, pollution, and overfishing. Let's go to the second question. The phrase coral bleaching in line 3 refers to A. Coral turning white due to stress. B. Coral growing faster. C. Coral reproducing. Or D. Coral moving locations. The correct answer is A. Coral turning white due to stress. And we see here that coral bleaching is when coral loses its color due to environmental stress, often from warmer water temperatures. Let's go to the third question for the same passage. Which of the following is not mentioned as a threat to the Great Barrier Reef? And this is a tricky question. So everything else is mentioned, but something is not mentioned, and you need to pay attention to this. So the potential answers are A, pollution, B, climate change, C, overfishing, or D, tourism. So the correct answer is D, tourism. The passage does not mention tourism as a threat to the Great Barrier Reef. And when you answer the questions, do not overthink. Do not try to bring all the information you know on the subject because that is not relevant. So you may be correct. Tourism is a threat to the coral reef, but it's not the case here. So please do not try to just bring more information than is needed. Just answer the questions, stay straight to the point, and this is how you can answer that correctly. Okay, let's go to question number 4 for the same passage. The word diverse in line 1 is closest in meaning to A, colorful, B, beautiful, C, varied, or D, endangered. The correct answer is C, varied. Diverse means having a range of different types, which is closest in meaning to varied. And this is where you need to know the synonyms. This is what you're asked about. So that's the closest meaning to this word, and you need to understand that. Let's go to the next passage. It's a different one, and we'll have different questions. Let's read it together. The Industrial Revolution, which began in Britain in the late 18th century, transformed society. Advances in machinery allowed for mass production of goods, leading to economic growth, but also causing environmental pollution and social changes. Let's go to question number 1. What was the consequence of the Industrial Revolution mentioned in the passage? And the potential answers are as follows. A. Increased pollution. B. Decrease in population. C. End of mass production. Or D. Decline in machinery use. The correct answer is A. Increased pollution. And we see that the passage mentions that the Industrial Revolution caused environmental pollution among other social changes. Let's go to the next question with the same passage. The word transformed in line 1 is closest in meaning to A. Improved, B. Maintained, C. Changed, or D. Replaced. The correct answer is C. Changed. Transformed means changed or altered, which is closest in meaning to changed. I have one more passage for you here. Let's read it together and answer the questions. Photosynthesis is a process by which plants convert sunlight into energy. During this process, plants absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen, which is essential for life on Earth. Chlorophyll, the green pigment on plants, plays a critical role in capturing sunlight and enabling the photosynthesis reaction. Let's answer the first question together. Let's read it first. What does the passage mainly explain? And you'll find the questions like that in the exam as well. So it asks you to basically rephrase and put in your own words the main meaning of the passage. And the potential answers here are as follows. A, the types of plants that use photosynthesis. B, the role of chlorophyll in photosynthesis. C, how photosynthesis provides energy for plants. Or D, the importance of oxygen for plants. The correct answer is C. We see that the passage describes photosynthesis as a process that enables plants to convert sunlight into energy. Let's go to the second question for the same passage. The word absorb in line 1 is closest in meaning to A. Reflect, B. Capture, C. Release, or D. Produce. We see here that the correct answer is B. Capture. Absorb in this context means to take in, which is similar to capture. Let's go to the third question. According to the passage, what substance is released by plants during photosynthesis? A. Nitrogen, B. Oxygen, C. Carbon dioxide, or D. Chlorophyll. We see here that the correct answer is B. Oxygen. The passage states that plants release oxygen as a part of the photosynthesis process. So that was it for our reading section. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope now you know how to read the passage, what to pay attention to, and what potential questions you may encounter when you take your exam. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next section.